This weekend, I went up to Glasgow for the first time to see Marc Rebillet play live. You may know him from this.
I wanna be in that girl's club.
This.
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch, go.
Or even this.
I don't think she was, and on top of that, she didn't get a free phone.
I booked the tickets on Thursday, and the next day I'm up on a train to Scotland.
I'm on my way from misery to happiness indeed.
What could go wrong? A wasp sting. That's what could go wrong. And like my failed trip to Ferrari World, once again my plans had been foiled by nature.
You like jazz?
Actually, no shade on bees though, I love bees. And it wasn't their fault, a high-speed coaster and my face smashed into their little family, so I don't blame them. No hard feelings. Fun fact, I've never been stung by a bee ever, period, until this year. I literally just wanted to see Marc Rebillet play live, and some angry wasp was having a bad day and just about flew into my eyeball. I didn't want it to spoil my night though, so I soldiered on looking like Bear Grylls with the help of some painkillers.
And a lot of booze.
I wanna be in that girl's club. I wanna be in that girl club. I gotta be in that girl club. Yeah, someone let me on into the motherfucking girls club.
Despite the pain and my hideous facial deformity, I actually had an amazing night. The music was banging, the vibes were awesome, and maybe it was the red wine talking, but Marc was getting sexier by the minute. While pounding back some miniature bottles of red wine at the bar, I noticed that a few of the locals were drinking this weird green concoction. As they say, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So I asked a Glaswegian what this Shrek juice was, and they told me it was called a venom. Nobody could quite tell me what was in it though, but the consensus was a lot of different booze. I still don't know what was in that drink, but if you told me it contained the ghost of Diego Maradona, I wouldn't be surprised because I was a completely different person. I partied into the late hours, totally forgetting the fact that my face was a bloated mess.
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch, go. Time to wake up, bitch, get up. Get up, get up.
But what comes up must go down. Not my eye though. The eye didn't go down for the entire weekend. The next morning, I woke up to the hangover of a century.
Obviously, I thought the puffiness would have just gone down. I was like, oh, I'll be fine. I'll probably go down by tomorrow morning, but I think it'll probably take a few days. It's not too painful, but every now and then I can just feel the sting, and it's the spot where it was stung. I'm just like, I think it looks extra puffy, so I just woke up, so you'll see what it looks like when I have a shower and shit. So nice getting wrapped up in a big towel after you got out of the shower.
The bad news was that my face was still swollen and sore, but the good news was that I'm so tight that I could not let this trip go to waste. So off I went into the centre of Glasgow to enjoy some more of the city's culture.
She is a belter, different from the rest. Diamonds on her finger and she always looks her best. She is a gangster.
I look like a gopher.
So go for it.
They've got like puffy cheeks. Okay guys, in Glasgow, currently walking down the city centre, and I must say, that's a really beautiful city. I think Glasgow's really, really beautiful. You can hear the sound of bagpipes in the distance as well, so love the background music. But yeah, this is a beautiful city. You know what's not beautiful? This. Found the bagpipes. To look better.
As a basic tourist, the first thing I thought to do when I arrived in Glasgow was Google cool things to do in Glasgow. And the first thing that came up on most sites was Kelvingrove. Basically, I'm gonna go to Kelvingrove, which looks like an amazing museum. So, just gonna head there, see what's happening, and then I'm gonna go to a pub and watch the Liverpool match. Very exciting. Oh, and tonight, going to a Rangers game. Rangers versus St Johnstone. I really would have liked to find a vintage Rangers shirt, but it's quite hard to find vintage football shirts. Also, a lot of people just told me, messaged me and said not to wear certain colours around certain areas and to just not wear like football shirts, I guess. So I just didn't bring any football shirts in general, just to be safe. But yeah. Oh, loving the sunglasses, loving the sunglasses. And unlike myself and the final season of Game of Thrones, it wasn't a disappointment. I pulled up outside the museum and it looked older than my entire country. So, this is an amazing looking building. You can see it behind me. Oh, it's just a bus. Look at that. It looks like a bloody castle, to be honest. The museum opened in 1901 and the outside of the building was absolutely stunning to look at.
It's gonna take a little time while you're waiting like a factory line. I'll ride across the park, backseat on the 79. Wasted days you've come to pass.
I've literally never seen a totem pole in real life before, so that's really cool. Ooh. Let's go see creatures of the past. Guys, look at this! Can anybody guess what animal this is? It is a kiwi. Wow, and it's a kakapo as well. Look at this unusual parrot. It's a kakapo, the only parrot that can't fly. Instead it climbs and parachutes from trees. That is true, kakapos cannot fly. Neither can kiwis. Kiwis are the only birds whose nostrils are located at the end of their long, sensitive bills. Kiwis can't fly, so they are able to lay larger, heavier eggs. If you go see any kiwis in New Zealand, they're always in like these dark enclosures, they're like pitch black. You've got to be really quiet because they're really sensitive to noise, and they're just quiet little creatures really. They're so cool though, they're just here in this museum in fucking Glasgow. Night at the museum? Or like day at the museum? So much toilet roll. There you go. Nice and tucked in, ready for the afterlife. You know, like,
When they were like, before they like wrap mummies and stuff, they would like take their brains out with like hooks through the nose. Yeah. So this is William Wallace, Sir William Wallace, and I watched Braveheart maybe a couple months back, and it was such a good movie. I really enjoyed it. So it's really cool that there's a statue of him here. So it says this picture is by James Nairn, who was connected with the Glasgow boys for only a short time before he left for New Zealand in 1889. What was he doing? What was he going over there for? Why in 1889 was he like, I think I want to go to New Zealand? Don't like that one. Bit tacky. No IKEA back then, eh? If you decided you want a table on that day, you probably could not have gone and got a table on that day. I feel like you would have had to like place an order and then wait for like weeks for it to be like carved or like made. I feel unless maybe you're like wealthy, you could probably get anything with wealth, can't you? A bit of money. These are so pretty. I saw some kid fucking just walk by like, I want to paint this. I think I could paint something like this. Just needs a few. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. And then voila.
I was so inspired by all of the beautiful art that I went home and bought a load of art supplies off Amazon. Here's one that I made earlier. Ta-da! Okay, it's not finished. These are supposed to be rocks, so they're going to be painted like black. I know it's not the best, but I've never really painted in my life, so I do hope that you guys like it. So after exploring Kelvingrove, I had one more thing in store for my Glasgow trip, and of course it involved football. I bought tickets to Rangers versus St Johnstone, and I was really excited to go to the Ibrox.
Are you having a good time tonight?
Until I found out that they aren't playing there. A local told me that there had been a delay in the materials arriving from Asia over the pre-season, so they were having to play their home games at Hampden Park, which is the National Stadium of Scotland. Hampden Park was massive, and despite being spread across this 50,000 capacity stadium, so was the energy of the Rangers fan base, who literally did not stop singing and drumming for the entire match. The tickets only cost me 20 quid, which was an absolute bargain compared to English ticket prices.
Bovril. Delicious, warming, reviving. There's nothing quite like Bovril's beefy taste to put new heart into you.
One thing that heaps of people have told me to try when going to a football match is Bovril, which was some kind of drinking gravy.
Whatever the city, you'll hear my voice. Instant Bovril, a natural choice.
It's gravy? I don't know, you could just drink gravy normally, so I don't know what the difference between drinking gravy and just gravy is.
Maybe it didn't have the notoriety of the Eiffel Tower or the London Eye, but it had become a sort of bucket list item for my European travels.
it's not as bad as I thought it would be. It's actually not too bad at all, but again, probably wouldn't get it again. It's alright though. I get the appeal.
Honestly, I wasn't the biggest fan, but it also wasn't anywhere near as bad as I thought it would be. So before the game, a Rangers fan knocked out a St. Johnstone fan and stole his drum. So I knew it was going to be a bit of a dramatic game.
What? Chair?
And I was right. It does not get more dramatic than a controversial VAR goal.
Because Dessers hasn't fouled the defender, but the referee saw it that way. He should have blown his whistle
and signal his decision here.
In the end, Rangers ended up beating St. Johnstone 2-0, scoring the second goal in extra time when I was halfway down the stairs. My bad. But nonetheless, it was the perfect way to wrap up my first trip to Scotland. A weekend of booze, bovril, bagpipes and football.
I want to see what people saw. I want to feel like I felt before. I'd like to see the kingdom come. I want to feel forever young. I want to see myself. I want to live in a world where I belong. I want to live, I will survive, and I believe that it won't be very long. If we turn,
Next stop, Manchester.